Okay, so now that we've learned all about polynomials in Chapter 7, let's take some notes and let's summarize what we've learned here. All right? I've given you guys this notes template. Let's fill it in. We started off with lesson 7-6, and we learned how to add and subtract polynomials. So what I've done is I've set mine up in vertical form here. With the addition, I've got my x squared terms lined up, my x terms lined up, and my constants. So let's just add. I've got 7x squareds. When you put those two together, you get negative x. When you put those two together, you get negative 4. That's the easy one. The subtraction, you've got to be careful because not only are you subtracting this first term, you're subtracting everything inside. You're going to subtract 2x squared, you're going to subtract negative 8x, and you're going to subtract 5. And I think the easiest way to go about doing that is to go in here and add a line and change the sign of everything inside the parentheses and make it an addition problem. Okay, that's probably the easiest way to tackle this. Now you've got an addition problem. Right here we've got 3x squared. When you put those together, you get 15x. And when you add those together, you get minus 14. Okay, so we stacked our like terms. We added and subtracted. Caution, when subtracting, you're subtracting all the terms in the polynomial, not just the first term. That's a big mistake I see. Don't change the exponents when adding or subtracting. You may want to add this to your notes. Just as a reminder, x plus x gives you 2x's. When you take x and multiply by x, that's when you add your exponents. We are not multiplying here. You leave your exponents alone. Okay, let's take a look at the multiplying section. There's 4 different methods for multiplying that we've all learned. Let's take them a step at a time. First, you guys learned how to multiply a monomial times a monomial. You did that in lesson 7-6. A monomial multiplied by a monomial. Well, this just becomes one big multiplication problem. You don't really need the parentheses, so I'm going to use the commutative property of multiplication, and I'm going to rearrange things and put stuff that looks similar next to one another. Okay, right here I've got a to the third multiplied by a squared, and that's all for the a's. Then I've got a b here, I've got a b squared here, and we got the c squared. Since we're multiplying, this is where you add your exponents. 1/2 times 6 is 3. Here my bases are the same. Add the exponents. A to the 5th, b to the 3rd, c squared. Let's look at b. In b, we're multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. If you've got a monomial and you're multiplying by a polynomial, you're going to use distributive property. Okay, so right here we get 4a times a squared b plus 4a times 2b squared plus 4a. Now you just need to simplify all of this in here. This gives us 4a to the 3rd b plus, simplifying here, the only thing you can simplify are these two, 8ab squared plus 4a. These are not like terms because the exponents are not the same. You can't put them together, so you're done. That's simplified form. All right, let's take a look at c. Here we have a binomial multiplied by a binomial, and we're going to use FOIL, or you could use the box method. Okay, if you use box method, let me grab myself a little box here. If you use box method, it looks like this. Most people use FOIL. See you. I'll finish this in the next video.